I rejected your estimate. Okay, ma'am. For context, the software development company I intern at uses a special sheet to estimate the cost of building a certain software for a client. This sheet includes employees working on the project, how long they estimate it'll take, yada yada yada. After an intern goes around the departments collecting this info from the various employees, we then calculate the cost and send it to the client to accept or reject. Side note, sorry I forgot to add this. Since our company is so popular in the area, we have a pretty long query sometimes. So if you reject the estimate, chances are you might have to wait in the queue all over again to request a new one. So the day was slow and they mostly had me man the phones and go on coffee runs. Typical intern stuff. Then a client calls in saying she wants a piece of clock-in software for her employees so she can more accurately track their work hours. By this point into my internship, I had done at least 45 of these sheets at least, and I was taught by my supervisor how to identify which departments would be needed for which projects after gathering the details from the client. I hang up and translate the needs for the employees. Essentially explain it in programmer jargon. Half an hour later, I'm done with the sheet and I have checked the calculations 3 times, so I email it to the client and I swear not even 2 minutes later I get a "estimate rejected" message on the company smartphone I was given. She added a reply stating, "This estimate is non-compliable with me," so I respond to it with, "We are sorry to hear that, ma'am. Please enjoy the rest of your day," and then I go about my business. Roughly an hour later she emails the phone again asking, "Is that all you have to say?" By this point I realized what she was trying to do and report to my supervisor that Ms. Karen was trying to haggle the price. My supervisor calls Karen's phone and asks if she would like to have the estimate resent to her so she can accept, and Karen's outright tells her she wants a cheaper price. To which my supervisor tells her the price is non-negotiable and to take it as is. So Karen uses her signature move of, "Let me speak with your manager." But my supervisor simply informed her that she'd get the same response and just hung up on her. Karen eventually did call back and even showed up to the building to renegotiate the price, but was shot down every time and she eventually stopped. "Is that all you have to say?" "Yes, ma'am. Less than send." When I was in high school the summer between my junior and senior year, I had a nice side hustle cutting grass in my neighborhood. I had quite a few lawns, so I hired other guys to cut and weed eat with me. We kind of got to thinking of ourselves as a little company. One day one of the kids was walking home with his lawnmower and a lady came out and said, "Hey, how much to cut my grass including the trim?" He looked it over, asked her if he could see the backyard, told her it would be $25. She said, "Nah, I don't want to do it. I will talk to that other guy that I see driving all you kids around." We didn't have cells in those days, so he told me about it next time he saw me, like that evening or the next morning or something, and said I should go on by. So I did, and I looked at the yard and $25 seemed fair to me. So I knocked on the lady's door and told her who I was and that the other guy had a come by and given her an estimate. So I thought I'd come by and take a look at it, and I had a different number for her. So she grinned big as can be. I said, "Oh, how much would you charge me to do my lawn?" $35. What? That's higher than the other guy. Yeah, I said. I came up with a different number. Not cheaper. But why is it more expensive? Because I'm management. And my rates are higher. No, we didn't get the job. Cold sweat smile. A couple days ago, James Butler did a YouTube video about this. He sent a woman an estimate for pumping her septic tank, with accept and reject options. Woman rejected the estimate, figuring that was the option to negotiate the rate downward. Calls back a few hours later, wanting to know when the work would start. Nope. Reject means you don't want the work done. I hate this. We have one specific company who also happens to be our best customer, whose owner is convinced anyone and everyone is out to screw him. So that guy has a team of project managers he sends out to bitch about the price in person. And we always tell them, if you want it cheaper, we can go over which features you want altered. But beyond that, the estimate is our price. Some people just have it in their heads that estimator is synonymous with salesman. Is that all you have to say? Sure is. But rest assured I'm thinking a heap of stuff, too. Is that all you have to say? No, but I just click on the proper response available. I have altered the deal, pray I don't alter it further. She wanted a time clock so she could micromanage and dock her employees when they clocked in a minute late. She didn't like that the cost for the equipment was more than wages she would have stolen from her employees. IDK. Why this reminds me of Patience saying, if you don't do this I'll leave and go home. Quote, and you just look at them and say, okay, I can get your papers ready for you. Always changed their tunes, and I never had anyone actually leave, which was always disappointing. I want a cheaper price, K. Thank God she stopped. Can you imagine having to work her? Flushed. Malicious compliance explanation. Client rejected my company's estimate, expecting us to contact her and haggle. So I complied and officially accepted the rejection. Wherein this estimate is not compliable with me is the request to renegotiate the price. People need to say what they mean. It's a good story, but there's no malicious compliance here. Good story, but where was the malicious compliance? I mean, to be fair, I don't know the full scope of your business, but there's a lot of businesses that negotiate prices. I'm trying to figure out why she's a Karen, because she's trying to negotiate. Obviously you guys don't, and that's fair and acceptable, but I don't think it's necessarily a Karen move to try to negotiate. Millions of deals have been made in the history of the world through negotiation. Just saying. This is not a Karen story, nor a malicious compliance. This is not even a story, this is everyday life. Someone trying to get a better price. And if you have the habit, you may succeed 40%. Go Karen. She added a reply stating, this estimate is non-comparable with me. Non-what? Karen, I reject your reality, and substitute my own. Quote, I love that no is a complete sentence move. For people used to bullying the service personnel, it completely throws off their rhythm.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.